welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Taylor and welcome to my tower. Today I just wanted to do a little wrap with me vlog. We'll just sit, chat, hang out, and I'll wrap a couple gifts that I have here. So I only have one roll of wrapping paper because I left the other roll at my mom's that I planned on using today. So I don't think I'll be able to get very far with this, but I want to get as far as I possibly can. I don't have too many gifts here. I have like less than 10, but one is a really big item, so we'll see how much I'm able to get done. But I did get this roll from the dollar store and it just has a bunch of animated Disney characters on here. So I feel like this is so cute. Without further ado, let's get into wrapping. So first I'm going to wrap this puzzle that I have from my aunt, and let's get into the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. So the first question that I got is, what am I most looking forward to on my trip? I really think that the top thing for me is definitely going to be when I am sitting in a boat going through Rapunzel's Lantern Festival ride. Even though I know that the ride is in Japanese and I won't be able to understand it, I still just think being able to see animatronics of Rapunzel and Eugene in this boat with like the lanterns, I think it's going to be like such an emotional moment for me. I just moved you guys back a little bit more so you could see a bit more of what I'm doing here. But yeah, I definitely think that just like sitting in the boat, going through the ride, and just like seeing a ride version of my favorite movie, I'm just really looking forward to this ride. I have avoided all spoilers, like I said. I know that there is a lantern scene and that is pretty much it. I think there's a scene of her like swinging from her hair, but every time I see it, I scroll past as fast as I can because I really just want to experience this in person. But I definitely plan on using my DJI to show the ride, and then I think what I'm going to do is either use my G7X or just my phone to capture my reaction, because I really would love to have like a dual point of view, and I don't know how many times I'll be able to ride it, but I feel like capturing my reaction is going to be something I definitely want. But yeah, I think that that is definitely like what I'm looking forward to the most. And what's kind of like worrying me about going to Fantasy Springs is that not everyone has access to it. So you either have to be staying at the Fantasy Springs hotel, or you have to just like essentially play this little lottery in the morning to try to get a ticket to get in. And once you have either like a lightning lane booked or like a dining reservation booked in Fantasy Springs, that is how you're able to actually get into it. So that's not something I'm worrying about for like Liv's portion of the trip, because obviously she's going to handle that. But like when we're doing our extension of the trip, like on our own, that's something we're gonna have to try to figure out. And I think I'll have at least 2 chances to be able to get into Fantasy Springs, but if for whatever reason I wasn't able to get in, I would be so heartbroken, because like I said in my announcement video, that is the main reason that I decided to go on this trip. So if I go all the way to Tokyo and I'm not able to get on this ride, I will be heartbroken. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's definitely a possibility, and so for that reason I'm definitely like nervous. But if I had to pick one thing that I'm like really looking forward to, it's definitely just being on that ride, experiencing it, and like experiencing it with my friends, and just like, oh, it's gonna be so fun. Something else that I'm really looking forward to that I didn't talk about at all in my announcement video, which I'm very surprised that I didn't talk about this, is the merch in Tokyo. Especially, I'm really excited for the merch in all 3 places, but I just think that they have like such unique things that you would never be able to find here. I'm just really excited to also be immersed in all of like the Duffy-ness over there, like the Duffy and Friends merch, the characters. Like I just think that they are so cute, so I can't wait to collect some more pins. I plan on buying like pretty much every pin that I see, so I'm really looking forward to that because I really love collecting Disney pins. I just think that the whole like shopping aspect of this is like the next biggest thing that I'm looking forward to, aside from the rides and, you know, cool characters and stuff. I just think that the merch is something I'll be way more into than I am here. I will say I have watched some vlogs on Fantasy Springs merch because that is something I don't mind being spoiled about, but the Rapunzel merch there looks so good. I just can't wait to buy my little Rapunzel's Lantern Festival pin after I get off the ride. Like it's just gonna be so cool, and I just think that there's gonna be so many like monumental and like defining moments for me on this trip. I think that me and the girls are gonna just become so close after sharing an experience like this. We already are pretty close, but I just can't wait to get even closer with them. And just like I said, it's really going to be the trip of a lifetime. That's really the best way I can describe it. It's going to be the journey of a lifetime, just because I also kind of touched on this, but I do have like pretty bad situational anxiety, and I've already kind of had a little bit of a panic attack about this trip. So I really need to make sure that I get myself in a really good headspace before before I go. So I've already let the girls know about how I've been feeling anxious, and they are constantly reassuring me that everything will be fine and that they will be there for me if I need them. So I just love them so much, and I just can't wait to do this whole experience with them. But yeah, mostly Fantasy Springs with Rapunzel's Lantern Festival and Tinkerbell's Ride, and like the merch are like the things I'm really looking forward to the most. And then this next question is such a good one too, and this one says, do you have any plans on getting an annual pass? So I don't think I've shared this, but my game plan for getting an annual pass is hopefully for 2026. I just don't really see it being feasible for me next year because, as you can imagine, going to Asia for 3 weeks with the amount of flights and hotels and food and experiences and merch and just so much is going into this trip. So it's definitely a huge expense that I'm going to need some time to recover from. And I also just really want to get serious with renovating my Disney room and also potentially saving for a house. So it's honestly just not on my list of priorities to get one for next year, even though I would love to. I just don't really think it's possible. But I think for 2026, I could definitely see it working better for me. And I think it would just really help my account, obviously. And because I live like relatively close to the parks, I live in New Jersey, but it's only a 2-hour flight for me. So it's definitely possible to do day trips if I can catch cheap flights. And also I feel like I have enough friends in Florida now that I could definitely just go stay with someone for a weekend and, you know, just have like a nice little girls trip here and there. So it's definitely like a dream for me to have an AP, and I really hope that I can make it work for 2026. So yeah, that's definitely my game plan with that. So that is all that I got asked to talk about today on Instagram, at least so far. But let me just tell you about my Christmas traditions, I guess, while I wrap. So every Christmas Eve, we go to my aunt's house for dinner, and this year is going to be a little bit different because we are going to be doing a white elephant. So that is what I got the Owala water bottle for and the power bank for. And this one is going to be fun because we normally exchange gifts on Christmas morning. So like all the adults of the family, like my mom and my aunts and stuff, always just usually give out cash or gift cards to everybody. And as grateful as we are for that, I just thought for this year, because we are all adults now and we all have jobs, why not just do like a huge white elephant and just make it really fun? We can make it like a big game, save the adults some money from having to just buy for the kids, and just let everybody bring a $50 gift. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be fun, and there's like 15 to 17 of us that's going to be there, so it's definitely going to be a loud, fun time, and I just like can't wait for that. I always just love Christmas Eve because I just love drinking with my cousins. We just always have such a fun time. Maybe we'll even play some games. We'll just like stay up late, have a really good, fun Christmas Eve, and I just always look forward to the food. It's just a very fun night for me and my family. And then Christmas Day is always a really jam-packed day for me. I obviously start out my morning here at my apartment where Brad and I exchange our gifts. We just hang out with Lou. We always get her some gifts, and we just like to do our own cute little thing in the morning time. I always like to take a little Christmas jammy picture of us, and then we go over to my mom's house to exchange gifts with her. And then my parents also host a Christmas morning breakfast with the same family members who we see on Christmas Eve. So for Christmas breakfast, we will make some mimosas. We always have bagels and French toast and waffles, and it's always so fun to just like show my cousins what I got because it's hosted at my parents' house. So I usually show them my gifts. They'll tell me about what they got, and it's just always a really fun morning as well. So normally I would put something like this in a box, but I don't have any boxes here, so I can't really do that. But these are the slippers that I got for my mom and I, so I'm just going to wrap the bag as it is, and hopefully that's fine. So after Christmas breakfast, Brad and I always go to visit his parents for like the middle of the day, and we like to exchange gifts with them, and then, you know, just hang out, just kind of do a very chill get together with them. And so we'll spend a few hours there, and then we go back to my parents' house for dinner because my parents host Christmas dinner with my mom's side of the family. So Christmas Eve and Christmas breakfast are my dad's side, and then Christmas dinner is my mom's side. And this year we are doing a Pollyanna with them. This is literally such a terrible wrap job. I never do this bad, but because I don't have boxes, it's not going well for me. So yeah, we're doing the Pollyanna this year, which should be really fun. I got my future sister-in-law, like I said. I actually am going to be wrapping her slippers next, and I think that this should be fun because we haven't done a Pollyanna before, and it will also be fun because it's my cousin's baby's first Christmas, so she will be there, obviously. I'm just excited to hang out. We usually always play games after dinner, but yeah, I just really love like hanging out with my cousins and having a really good dinner and just like getting the family together. So I just checked Instagram and I have another question, and it says your goals for 2025, anything you want to do more of or less of, etc. So I am going to be filming a whole 2025 goals, but I will say that for 2024 year, I set 24 goals for myself, which was way too much. I was definitely like overachieving with that. But I think for 2025, I'm just going to set 12 goals for myself and just keep it to things that I feel like could actually be achieved. I always like to set creator goals for myself. So the goal that I think I'm going to set for myself for 2025 is to hit 3K on Instagram and 2K on YouTube. And if TikTok is still around next year, I would love to either be in the creator program or at least be qualified for TikTok shop and profit that way, just because being a creator is my dream job. Would you like to be wrapped? You want to put a little bow on your head? You want to be a bow bean? So yeah, I would really love to be at a point where I can monetize multiple platforms and just have like multiple streams of income, just because I really want to profit being a creator, because I love it so much and I want it to be my job. I want my life to be like filled with happiness, and I want to wake up every day and do something that brings me joy and fulfillment, and that's what social media is for me. So I know a lot of people just like to do it for fun, and that's totally fine. I love having fun with it too. That's why I love doing it. And I of course really love the connections that I have made so far and like will continue to make. But in terms of like a career, YouTube is definitely like where it's at for me. It's like where I really want to go. Sorry, I got distracted with a text and don't know what I was saying. I think I was talking about just like profiting being a creator. But yeah, I really love the connections that I have made this year. I feel like this was really like my year with being a creator, even though I may not have hit all the crazy numbers or anything like that, even though I did hit 1K on here, which I'm so thankful that you guys have gotten me to this point and like are helping me achieve this dream. Like it means more to me than you could ever imagine. Like I just feel so close with so many of my Disney girlies that I would consider you guys sisters, and I just love that we are constantly cheering each other on, celebrating victories together, and just supporting each other when we need it. It's just so much more than just like getting dressed up and going to the parks and like having a good time, even though that's like obviously the gist of what we do. It's just so fun to have friends that share your interests and girls that are just so supportive, and it's just like so nice to find that through social media, because obviously we know social media can be very toxic, but I just think that at least from what I see in the Disney community, it is not that way. And I don't know, I'm just really happy with all the friendships that I've made this year, and I am definitely going off on a tangent, but that's the moral of that story. So as far as things that I want to do more of in 2025, I think definitely create content. Obviously, I feel like I really want to prioritize quality over quantity, because I feel like right now I get so hard on myself if I don't have like the best quality that I feel like I can produce, and if I don't have like the perfect post for every day. Like it's just reality that like not every post is going to be up to the standard that I would prefer, and you know, there's times that I either miss out on trends or don't have the right content to support a specific thing that I want to do, and just really want to like stop being so hard on myself if I don't have like the money or the time or whatever the case may be. I feel like with this community especially, a lot of us put a lot of pressure on ourselves to have the most like up-to-date merch, to purchase from the most recent Sony Clover collection, and just like to constantly feel like we're keeping up with the Joneses essentially. So I definitely want to do more of creating content and less of comparing myself to others, basically. Something else I really want to do more of is watch more Disney movies, because I feel like you guys would be very surprised as to how many Disney movies I have not seen. I am definitely more of a theme park lover than I am a movie lover, and I am the type of person that like sticks to the movies that I know. And so if I am in the mood to watch a Disney movie, it's usually always just Tangled or Brave. There's just so many classics that I haven't seen, and I feel like honestly I could probably use that to my advantage and make videos about watching classics for the first time. But I definitely think that you guys would be like super surprised as to how many I haven't seen, because it's actually kind of a crazy amount. So how I kind of want to end this video is to talk about some of my Christmas favorites. So my favorite Christmas movie is one that I don't know anybody else who has the same one as me, but that is Jack Frost. I am definitely an emotional girl in terms of like the music that I like and the movies that I like. I just love when music and movies like help me feel something, and Jack Frost definitely does that for me. I just think that it is such a classic, and I cry literally every single time I watch it, but it's just so funny and heartfelt and good and cozy and Christmas vibes, and I just love it so much. And then like my favorite Christmas songs are definitely like The First Noel by Carrie Underwood, and I also really love That's Christmas to Me by Pentatonics. I think that song is so good. I also really love Christmases When You Were Mine by Taylor Swift, so definitely more emotional songs. Also Where Are You Christmas by Faith Hill. Those are just some of my favorite Christmas songs vlogs as well. So that is all that I have to wrap today. I hope that you guys enjoyed just like hanging out with me, wrapping with me. I hope that you guys either had or have a very Merry Christmas Eve and a very Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate, then I hope that you just have a wonderful day and week in general. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up because it helps other people to find my channel. Also be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and I will see you real soon. Bye.